Yeah. Yeah. We back up in this motherfucker. 314 all day. STL, Hillsdale, throw your shit up with the north side to the vid from my hood to your hood. Shout out to motherfucking Lil Repeat. Press your blunt, nigga. We'll see you when you get in. Shout out to Yankee. Shout out to my sons. Shout out to Big Gay Tom. Fuck this nigga over here. We in this motherfucker. Shout out from Hillsdale, Pine Line, Delta City, all the Normandy neighborhoods, Marshall School, Pagan Newstead, Ville neighborhood, Vista Joe Robinson, Beckett Park. This is where we all come from. 314 all day. From the motherfuckers that made me, from you to you, from me to him, from you to yours, to all the motherfuckers that jumped in, jumped out, got away with it. This is what we do. All the way from the loose. 314. This is week motherfucking 12. Division play. Week 12 of division play. This is where we at. Coming jumping in on the Thursday morning pre-cap. We out here doing it from my hood to yours. Hey, what's up? What you got going on, man?
Took you forever to introduce me. Goodness gracious. Uh-oh. Don't be taking that long to introduce me.
Dude, I do the same fucking intro ever. Fuck you.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Y'all don't really want it now. Roy from the Rankers Group. Don't ever
hate you and everything about you. Listen, this is week 12, division play. Welcome to our show. We do this for the people. Shout out to our sponsors, 5026 North Broadway, on Broadway Liquor, owned and operated by our very own El Patron. Shout out Mo and his other location at Page and Vanavena, managed by the homie Rico. And we got BC
Rico.
BC Plumbers.
Run through the Rico. You know I'm finna say fuck Rico. I always say fuck Rico.
Shout out to the homie Anthony Clark, BC Plumbers. Holla at him for AK Lil Petey. Holla at him for all your residential and commercial.
Why we call him Lil Petey?
Same reason we call you Roy.
No, we
that
call
ain't
him
your
Lil
fucking
Petey.
name.
We call him Lil Petey because he's short. He like 5'5". You know what I always say when somebody bring up him? Fuck Lil Petey.
And holla at DJ Big L for all your weddings, bar mitzvahs, funerals, and any DJ parties that you need. I'm not going to disclaim. We already know what that is. Chat room, if you're not in it, you need to get in it. I'm hearing Nico Collins is on the market. That's some breaking news we just recently got. What you think?
I don't think I've heard that Nico Collins is available. I've also heard that just some rumors that CHEBO Burgers is looking to get into the first round next year. So it might be some players available in the off season. He's looking to get in the first round, some top players. So that's just been thrown out there. But I like to talk about. We coming down to the end of the season. Only 3 weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
One, trade deadline. Next time, well, not next time, but this time next week, trade deadline will be done. So you got 1 week. Usually it starts going into the week 12. But I guess the NFL moved theirs back. ESPN moved theirs back a week too. So you got 1 week to do a trade by noon Wednesday.
Well, you got to wait till the off season.
Deadline is over.
Now, you got anything out there? You got anything on the block?
No, I am not. I'm first off, I'm 11-0.
Oh God. Walked into that, people. I'm sorry.
The only team ever to be 11-0.
Look, man, you can jack your Mac on your time with it.
Doing any trades would definitely not be helpful to me. Now, I wanted to talk about individual players. We got MVP coming up
MVP
after the end of the season. Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Which one you want to start with? Offensive, defensive, MVP?
Let's start with the MVP of the league.
MVP of the league. You gonna start big with it. What you
Yeah,
gonna do your threes?
actually, I got for the MVP. I got 5 guys that I think are in contention. Now this early. We still got 3 weeks left, but we just putting it out there and we just talking about it. You know, the decision will be made at the end of the regular season. So until then, we just talking about it. On my list, my number one guy, and I'm just giving you. There's no you have your own criteria, but for me, for my list, my number one guy is Saquon Barkley. One, he's like the number one and number two at his position. He's on an 11-0 team. He's the best player on that 11-0 team. So of course, I would make him the number one guy to win AAFL MVP because his team. I mean, what he's doing for his team with his team being 11-0, it's a no-brainer.
I did that.
Number two, I would go with Jamar Chase. Like Jamar Chase, number two, because he's leading the league, especially at the wide receiver. He's like going for that triple crown.
Yeah.
Going in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Number three, I'll have Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has been insane, like the number one quarterback. His team is 9-2 with CHEBO burgers.
You know that motherfucker cost me money last week. He has consistently been Lamar Jackson, except for last week. Everybody get a week. I'm not except for last week. Only because this motherfucker cost me money. How many times have you been in a game where Lamar didn't rush at least 7, 8 times?
Playing against the Steelers, that was they seen you coming. My number 4 guy. I only got 5 for the MVP. Everybody else is 3. But my number 4 guy would be Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's been amazing. Now he ain't played
definitely
many
kept
games.
said in it.
Got hurt. But he's been amazing. Then my last guy on this list. If I miss somebody, shoot me something, say something. But my last guy is Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts would probably be higher, but he's not. But you can't deny Jalen Hurts has been one of the best.
He has. I'm going to give my 3. Jalen Hurts is and these are in no particular order, but I'm going to start with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson could be 1A, 1B because both of them have been consistent top 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks since they took over their squads. And the tush push gives Jalen the edge only because it's consistent and they use it consistently and it works. So that's going to always skyrocket his fantasy value. But 1B, real close, is Lamar Jackson because he does manufacture his own runs. My next up would be Derrick Henry. Running back wise, he leads the league in rush. He was over 1,000 yards at week 9, week 10. And he's a fucking man. He's mushing these motherfuckers in their shit. I like dude. My third guy has got to be Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley
Boy, you about to make me mad.
Why?
If you wouldn't have Saquon on your list and you
I
got
don't give a
me,
fuck about making you mad, nigga.
don't make
I
me mad.
call this shit fair and balanced.
Make
Whether
me
I
mad.
fucks with it or not, you know I'm a numbers nigga. I'm a
Okay,
numbers.
Barkley numbers better.
That's why. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Barkley has been consistent. The New York Giants are kicking themselves in the ass for letting him go, but I don't think he has the same success in New York that he's having in Philly behind that crazy offensive line. And at the end of the day, you got to pick your poison between Hurts or Barkley if you plan to run. And it literally can go 50-50. Actually, it's probably 60-40. Selfish ass Hurts gonna probably gonna take it. But that's my list so far for MVP.
Pretty good list. Offensive player of the year. And this gonna be quick because
Mm.
it's pretty much almost like the MVP. But offensive player of the year, I would have Chase 1, Mixon 2, Hurts 3. Those are
Offensive player of the
my top
year.
offensive player of the year.
It's probably gonna be those top three. I mean that I have for MVP. It just is what it is. Hurts, Hurts, Jackson, and Barkley. And I might even throw in St. Brown. St. Brown has had a great season. It's a little bit lower tier than he's had in the past, but just by a smidgen, in my opinion. But he's still having a phenomenal season. Uh, that's all I got. Yeah, yeah, I'm right there.
Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player
Now,
of the
my defensive player of the year got 3 of them. Number 1, leading right now, would be the linebacker Zach Bond. This dude has been on a tear. I think he's averaging like almost 18 points a game or something like that. 16,
Mhm.
18 points a game. Behind him, because he's on the number 1 team in the land,
Mm.
11-0. He's been the best defensive player on that team, Buda Baker. Buda Baker led his team to an 11-0 start. You gotta put him on there. And then number 3 would
Hmm.
be Van Grinkle, the defensive end from Minnesota. He's playing with Hurricane Walker's team, but his numbers are so insane, like insane. He's putting up wide receiver 3 numbers. You know,
Hmm.
it's crazy. It's crazy. So that would be my 3.
My three on defensive player, uh, Zach Bond. I mean, you can't deny it. Averaging 12, going out there putting a foot in everybody's ass. I also like EJ Speed, not biasly, but 11 points a game. You don't like it? Fuck you and your
Go
list.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying. Go ahead. I listen. Who are you taking off this list to put EJ Speed on?
EJ Speed's on my list, so it is what it is. Can I get on with my third?
I want to hear your third. So then,
Thank
I'm a shit on EJ Speed. Go ahead.
Ernest Jones. I like Ernest Jones.
Who?
Ernest Jones, Seattle linebacker, playing with the Kings. He's ranked 21, but I like him. I do.
Yeah, he's been on like 3 teams in 1 season.
You don't like my list? Fuck you.
No, you don't. So you don't like Buda? You telling me Buda Baker shouldn't be on this list over EJ Speed?
Yes, Buda Baker should.
All right, come on now. Let me go look at EJ Speed. I'm gonna look through my app, find your little team. EJ Speed average 12 a game, a third, ain't even a number 2, he the third. Then I go find the number 1 linebacker, who is Bond,
Mm-hmm.
averaging 14, number 1. Yeah, come on, man. Mm. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
My number 1 guy on this list would be tight end Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers has been amazing. He's stepping up, especially he playing like a wide receiver at tight end. He's the only player on that team. Luckily for him, he's connected to the ass kickers. So that gives him a boost in this because he's on a team that's actually making a playoff run. Number 2 would be Bo Nix. He's just playing amazing, especially down the stretch. He started off slow, playing amazing. He's on the New North side of their ass, but this is just rookies. And then number 3 would be Jaden Daniels. Those would be my top 3 offensive rookie players of the year for this season. That could change in the next 3 weeks, but for right now, that's what it is.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, I want to start with Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels has been on a complete tear the entire year except for last week. Last week was the week before. He had because McLaren, that was Lennox's 186. That was last week. And he, if I remember right, outside of last week, dude has been doing his goddamn thing, and he's a lock, in my opinion, for probably Rookie of the Year in the offense. And I mean, because his worst, I'm looking at his numbers. Week 10 against Pittsburgh, he got 8 points. In week 11, he got 14. And then he had a 5-point week against Carolina. I think that was the time he went out. But I'm not even going to count that. The last 2 weeks, he has not been Jaden Daniel-esque. And I'll just say that. But against Pittsburgh and Philly's defense, well, Philly giving up a lot of yards to wide receivers. So I don't know why he didn't do well. But Pittsburgh, I get it. I fucks with that. But still, great pick. Bo Nix. I had a chance to draft Bo Nix. And I went with someone else. I want to say it was the guy I traded Gronk for to get Bowers. And I end up getting May. But I like Bo Nix. Sean Payton, when he's a quarterback whisperer. And lastly, of course, you got to throw Bowers in there. You just got to. He's doing better to me than all the other 2 motherfuckers. But that's me. Maybe I'm biased.
All right. You basically said everything I said. You just turned it around. He's doing better than the other 2, but I'm just going to mention him last. Hey, make me slap. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, this was tough because it ain't too many defensive rookies that's stepping up. But I got 2. Instead of 3, I got 2. My number 1 would be Riley Moss. And then my number 2 would be Jared Verse. He playing with CHEEZE team. Those are 2. Nobody else really got a rookie on their team. It's a rookie safety and free agency Tubin. He been doing good. Play for the Giants, but ain't nobody picked him up yet. I might be missing some rookies. If I am, and you watching the show, holla at us.
Comments.
Holla at us. We might have completely overlooked the real Rookie of the Year.
So. The only rookie defensive I got is Riley Moss. That's the only motherfucker out there. That's the only motherfucker I'm voting for. That's the only motherfucker I see.
All right. So you ready to go to the game of the week?
We have to get to the game of the week, but lastly, before we get there, we got to go through the standings. It is Thursday, people. The number 1 team in all the motherfucking land coming out the South, clinching their playoff berth a couple weeks ago. You got Team Commish coming out the South, number 1 team in all the land. Then you got the Ass Kickers, 6-5. I'm sorry, 11-0 for Team Commish. 6-5 for the Ass Kickers in the East, having a 1-game lead on CHEEZE. Don, you got Missouri Kings, El Patron, Hurricane Walker, and the Gronk, all tied for first place in the West Division. And fun fact, numbers guy, how many points do you think separates the highest scoring in the West versus the lower scoring in the West?
I don't know. I think you said it in the room, but I wasn't paying attention.
Right around 19.5 points. 19.5 separation. So you got Missouri Kings, El Patron, Hurricane Walker. I give them all of their love. Then you got the New York City Matrix still in first place in the motherfucking North. So we got it out. Team commission number 1, Missouri Kings in number 2 because they own the tiebreaker over the Ass Kickers. At number 3, then you got New York City Matrix. Then you got 4, CHEBO Burgers 5, CHEBO Burgers 6, World Boss, El Patron at 7, and Hurricane Walker rounding out at 8. The rest of you motherfuckers, you want your name up, get your weight up. So that's what we got, and that's where we at.
World Boss wanted me to mention top 3 teams record-wise all come out the South. Nobody's got over 7 wins except for 3 South teams. World Boss wanted me to let y'all know that the South is running shit, and he's part of that.
He a part of that. He right around 6th place. So where we start, we got a few good games. Now we got
the third best record in the league.
That's fine. We have 6, 7. Is it 6 or 7? 6 and 5 teams. 4 coming out of one division. Woo! We are division play. Where you want to start? The East, the West, the North, the South. I want to start in the West because all of these motherfuckers.
I would like to lay the West last of the show. Let's start with the game of the week. We always start the game of the week. What are you doing?
All right, game of the week. We have Team Commish versus the World Boss.
Stop it.
Stop what?
We just do the real game. Why I have to Mama Bird you into doing the right thing?
You got a Mama Bird shit.
You got the Mama Bird you. You know what the game of the week is. We've been talking about it all week. Come on now.
What's the game of the week? Oh. What's the game of the week, people? What's the game of the week? What's the game of the week?
One week late. All right, we got the Ass Kickers versus Cheese the Don.
The Ass Kickers versus Cheese the Don.
The reason this is the game of the week because this game might possibly decide who wins the East Division.
It does. Currently, with a 1-game lead in the East, going back into division, nigga. This is where your butthole pucker. We got this 65. First in the East, the Ass Kickers with the 3-point advantage for the home field. Projected to hit 212. You got Josh Jacobs projected to hit 18, questionable. Jordan Love projected to get you 17.5. And on the other side, you got Jalen Hurts, Mr. Tush Push, you selfish fuck. Projected to get 23. Puka Nacua 17. And Mr. Jones at 16. Josh Jacobs had a quad thing, been working on a quad thing all week. He is questionable. Jalen Hurts is questionable as well. Ridley, who he just got in a trade, is questionable, but everybody else is pretty much healthy. Everybody made some moves. Huh?
How do you feel about that trade?
I feel it's going to help Cheese the Don in the short run.
Overall, not overall. How do you feel about the trade?
I think it was fair. But I understand exactly why Cheese the Don did what he did. He needed to make some moves in order to try to give him a better chance to win this week. So you just got to do what you got to do.
So you think he traded Olave because the trade was Shaheed, whatever his name is, Shaheed, and Calvin Ridley for Olave. So you believe that he traded Olave to get Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that he possibly wanted to get out of the Olave business? Because
I know he wanted to get out of the Olave business because, in my opinion, think about it. You have Olave, New Orleans wide receiver, right? You trade for another New Orleans wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. That's hurt and won't be back till next year.
Exactly. And then you get Ridley in the deal. Olave is hurt. And he is one motherfucking hit and concussion away from being you. So at the end of the day, I think
Shaheed got a knee problem. And Shaheed whole game is speed.
Mm-hmm.
And if he comes back and just loses a tick, this, that, and that, he's not that great of a wide receiver that he can do anything other than be a speed wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. He could get you across the middle, but then again, ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. Outside, if he's healthy, who else they throwing to? If Olave get another scrambled egg,
Taysom Hill.
He's a gimmick guy. He gonna go out there and get his money though.
You say a gimmick guy, but he do everything. The gimmick ain't been stopped.
Mm-hmm. But is he always going to be the go-to?
Because he reliable.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the trade?
I would have kept Olave. I wouldn't have sacrificed Olave for this week. Now I know he needed really.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been like, I make the playoffs. I make the playoffs. I don't. I wouldn't have sacrificed because Olave is still young. I get it. Injuries. It's tough. Olave's still young, and Ridley's gonna be 31 next year.
Mm-hmm.
Ridley, I mean, he only looks, because he came in the league late. Then he had to sit out, and like again, he is a one-trick pony to me, and
Mm-hmm.
he'll be coming off a knee injury that might take him till 2026 to be fully recovered. You never know. Some guys can do it in one off season, and then some guys, everybody always this what I find so funny about fantasy and knee injuries. If it's your guy, you
Mm-hmm.
always say, "Oh, he gonna be fine.
Optimistic.
He'll be fine." But if it's not your guy, you look at it normally and be like, "This could
Mm-hmm.
take 2 years." Like if you lucky, like let's go with CHEBO Burger. Here's a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 running backs, both catching knee injuries. Brees Hall, Javonte Williams. He was optimistic on both and fought you on both.
Fought you. Came out there.
Brees Hall proved him right. Javonte, he was dead fucking wrong. It took Javonte 2 years, and he back, but he ain't
Back.
He ain't gained what we thought he was gonna be based off what we seen his rookie year.
This is the Audric Esteem plug, guy.
No, it's not. I'm just saying. If you remember his rookie year, and then you remember what, and you trip off what he is now, ain't that same guy. Now Brees Hall is. Brees Hall came back and he did it year 1. And now he's in year 2 and he's just as good as he was last year. But in year 1 of the injury, he came back first game. And year 2 of the injury, he's been looking even better. So my point is this. It's a 50-50 chance. People always say, "Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be back next year." Anytime I get an ACL injury, I don't care if it's one ACL, the MCL, the PCL, all the ligaments.
ATL.
I'm thinking 2 years. You got 1 year to get healthy, and then a rehab year, and then when you go into your off season, you rehab it, and then that second year is when you back.
Can I give y'all a quick A&P lesson? This is kind of off the thing. The difference, and this will help you guys when you judge in sports injuries. Ligaments, tendons. Tendons connect muscle to bone. Ligaments connect bone to bone. And to remember that, always remember you tend to pull a muscle. So when we talk in ligaments, we talking things that connect the bone to the other bone. So you got your femur going down to your tibia on that MCL. That's a bone to bone. And at the end of the day, that takes time. And my esteemed colleague over here is very correct. It takes time on those ligaments. Them any L's, that's a problem.
We are losing viewers. Why you
Dude,
doing?
shut the. I'm trying to. So when you sit up, if you don't know, I'm giving motherfuckers. Shut your ass.
We just lost 3 viewers. Fuck.
Shut the
Can
fuck
we
up.
get back to what the people want to see?
Kiss my ass. Listen, so on the other hand, what I'm concerned about is if Calvin Ridley, because he's questionable, if he doesn't go, that totally negates the trade.
What is he questionable for?
Uh,
He had an illness. He just sick. He's sick like you was sick when you hosting the show and I was carrying you. You was back by the next. You was back by the next show and you was fine. He just got an illness. He's fine. He'll be okay by Sunday.
anyway, at the end of the
Nothing.
day, this game, six
Let
and
it come
five, 5-6, the ass kickers have a 1-game lead in the division. The next
down. People want to know. People want to know about your keys to victory.
piece of
Now,
victory.
now Devontae Smith didn't practice today.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you worried about?
Yes, always. Anytime I see a questionable. Same thing with Josh Jacobs. I am worried.
Josh Jacobs are fine. He had that quad injury last week. And he
Get the
was
assurance, people. I did. At the end of the day, both Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, head coach, kicker, and wide receiver one, all going up against a San Francisco defense that has been stout. That is worrisome. I have the quarterback that's leading the league in interceptions. That's concerning. Now, you got Lad McConkey going up against the Baltimore defense. They give up a lot of yards to the wide receivers. Same thing with Lockett. Now, we talked about Downs. He has AR-15 back. AR-15 got his thing. Detroit defense, Brock Bowers. It's Brock Bowers. Who else they throwing to other side of Trey Tucker?
Denver.
Huh? I mean, Denver, I'm sorry. Brock Bowers against the Denver defense. They not throwing anybody else but Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers. Denver's defense is very, very good. They're the number 2 defense in all the land.
People need to talk to you. Don't be trying to give us too much numbers. People want to hear opinion. Here's something I got for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
That Brock Bowers is going to hurt your Denver defense?
No. I think Brock Bowers can get his numbers and the Denver defense can do theirs. Because even if they give up a touchdown and it's to Brock Bowers, it's a win for me because I get the points. If they give up a touchdown and it goes to Trey Tucker, that's bad for me because I lose the points and this motherfucker over here gain.
He's starting
that's the problem.
You're starting Trey Tucker. Okay. I see what you're saying because I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Look at the cool with Philly's defense. I'm concerned about because I think he can stretch them, and he has such a great quick move on when he go on when he. Huh?
Then you sit in the room, y'all ain't got nobody going Monday night, and then you got Lad McConkey going Monday night.
Lad McConkey.
Then you sit in the room, y'all ain't got nobody going. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I wasn't on the show. I mean, you have to bring this shit up. Nobody else knew that was the room niggas. So
those are very important.
That was an oversight.
But
that's the only motherfucker I got going. Listen, the way I see it, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the time to him. Look, the ass kickers go on, keep on kicking motherfucking ass. They kick cheese the dime, Mr. 5 and motherfucking 9. And we go on and win. So
yeah, that is a storyline. Cheese the Dime has 5 wins. Cheese the Dime 5-6. Cheese the Dime with like nothing better. Well, some other stuff. He would like to beat Team Commish because he want to beat Team Commish so bad.
The only way he'd do that is make it to the playoffs.
Second on that list is beating you for his 6th win. Since you love to remind him that he's 5 and 9.
I didn't remind. I'm just calling the numbers, my brother.
That would be his 6th win. But
we said earlier in the year, I gave him 6 wins.
I don't see him winning this game. But I do like Jalen Hurts. Look, here's the thing. In order for Cheese to win, Jalen Hurts is going to have to have one of those games where he goes in the 30s, which means he's going to have to score multiple rushing touchdowns, which is going to be it's a primetime game, and he loves to show his ass in primetime games. He just loves his pretty motherfucker. So I can see him getting 2 to 3 rushing touchdowns along with 2 or 3 passing touchdowns.
As long as that is Devontae Smith, I'm good. That's the beautiful thing. If he passed to Devontae Smith, I win.
That's true. Now, David Njoku. I think CHEBO Burgers even said in the room that it's reports that tomorrow night in Cleveland is going to be wet, rainy, windy. David Njoku's going up against that Pittsburgh defense. That's going to be tough.
Very.
Aaron Jones going up against Chicago is going to be tough. I love Puka. Puka, man. Puka. I love Puka. Puka is a beast. And
I know when he got him, he was like, he is a Rams fan.
Yeah.
And you even said it with him, as long as Puka's in the league and Puka's on his team, he will be in the AAFL.
He will. He will. I'm going with the ass kickers. It's gonna be tough. Like, I'll say this. For 5 weeks. For 5 weeks, Cheese the Don has been on the heater. I think his lowest score has been like 237. 237. So he's been on a heater. He's been averaging like 248 points a game over the last 5 weeks. This week 12 bye is affecting a lot of teams in the league. And without Chase Brown, I think who else he got on bye?
Chase Brown.
Yes, Pitts.
Tipton, Pitts.
Yeah, I mean, Pitts ain't been killing it, like that. But here's one thing. Something that's funny because I remember on the show you told him you quit. Why do you still got Detroit head coach on your team? And I looked at you like you was crazy. Since then, Detroit head coach has been going off. Now they playing Indianapolis. So will they? I mean, hit the head when your head coach. I think the last got him 20. He's got him 20. His head coach has got him 20 plus 3 times in the season.
They are the number 1 head coach in all the land.
So they playing up against Indy and Detroit. They gonna score. It ain't like they saying we trying to run a score up. It's just look, we gonna score. Just your job to stop us. And until you do, we gonna keep scoring. So that's a big boost if he can get 15, 20. I mean, you 15, 20 out your line. I mean, out your head coach is crazy. Then he definitely gonna need his linebacker. You say his name. You love him. Say his
name. Which was linebacker?
The one you used to have.
The one I used to have. Mr. Okereke.
Yeah.
Bobby Okereke.
If he steps his game up.
Does Tampa Bay do a lot of running though? I mean, will they do a lot of running in that game?
It don't matter. They like to throw to they
tight ends and whatnot underneath, and they wide receiver. Running backs out the backfield.
Yeah. So I mean, he
step up.
Let's be factual. EJ Speed was Okereke's backup. The fact that Okereke left for more money gave EJ Speed the opportunity to even get on the field. But when they in the same room, Okereke be like, "What's up, little bro? Little bro. He put his hand on his shoulder as a sign of I'm sonning you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh man, it's
number
nice
25.
to meet you. It's nice to meet you. I'm sonning you.
The number 25 running back, son in the number 3. I'm sorry, the number 25 linebacker.
I'm just saying,
son in the number 3 linebacker. We go discuss it on Thursday. We gonna see who have more points, EJ Speed or Okariki.
I understand you getting yourself hype, but listen, when KD played with Golden State, Curry was the number 2 guy. Now, history gonna say Curry is over KD, but I'm letting you know when they was on the same team, KD was the guy. We didn't even know who EJ Speed was.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I bet you did
because he was a keeper.
Like, listen, man, EJ Speed didn't even play when
he was a keeper.
EJ Speed did not play football when Ocarini was in Indianapolis. He did not play. You know, he did play. He'd run down the field after the kicker would kick the ball off. He was called special teams guy.
All right, moving on. I'm not finna do this with you. You ain't gonna shit on my guy. You tripping.
I'm just telling you linebacker.
The number 3 linebacker in all the land. I have 3 and 4, motherfuckers.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Don't be acting like I'm shitting on him when I tell you he was that man's backup.
End of the day, look, DAASSKICKAS go on to win. We move in. We're gonna stay in the East. We're gonna stay in the East. You got New Northsiders versus Sparks. Look, 4-7, 2-9, 2-12. Tua beat Brian Robinson, Stroud, Franklin, Bo Nix. I fucked up and I didn't get that nigga. Listen, great trade for you. He's gonna be your number 1 quarterback. You might want to go ahead and get a nigga named Valley to go ahead and complete that stack. This is not a game for the New North. Huh?
That's why you keep bringing him up in the wrong.
I'm just saying, if you're looking for a stack, I mean, you act like Valley not doing his thing.
All right, come on.
Mm-hmm. So Sparks Bucks, you didn't give us an episode of Lord. Hey, you should go out here and win this easily. It's not a thing. You're just really playing spoiler because once you win this, you go to 5-7. Your chances of making the playoffs are like 12. And that's disgusting. But next year you might have a better chance with a better score. We play the not the South, the North next year, but not me because once I win the division, I'm headed to the West. I'm headed to the West. I'm coming to beat y'all ass in the West.
You're not going to the West.
Why not? Anyway, so New North Side is
you got to have somebody that want to lead the West. Who's going to want to lead?
Well, I mean, I'll pay them a couple $, and we'll see. In the West, matter of fact, we saving the West for last. Don't even worry about it. We're finna move over to the South. No.
Wait a minute before we leave. Let me say something about this game. Goodness gracious. This is what I want to say. What are the chances, in your opinion, that Sparks Bucks upsets either you or CHEEZE the Dime?
I would say 60% that he does one or the other. I would say it's 30% chance that he does both.
If he does both, that helps both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Only give one of y'all that helps the person that
yes. That's why I say it's a 60% chance that he hits but one of us.
If he hits both, and of course he should beat Chuck, that means he would win out.
7-7.
7-7.
I don't get it.
It might not get it. I'm sure. I mean, everything would have to break perfectly.
Perfectly.
Everybody would have. It would probably kill CHEEZE, especially if CHEEZE lose to you. So if he lose to you and then lose to him, that pretty much kills CHEEZE. Okay, that's all I really want to know because he is a factor in this division. Even though he might not be a factor for the playoffs, he will possibly
make his voice be heard in this division.
Who is the champion of the East. He could possibly make, like you said, make his voice be heard. He could possibly help decide who is the champion. He already said he is trying to play spoiler, so he will be putting his best lineup in.
Yeah. I want to move to the South. And I want to go ahead and get Team Commish and World Boss out the way because I want to talk about the Lions and the Burgers. Not that both of these games aren't important, but Team Commish and World Boss and Team Commish both have pretty much solidified their playoff berth. Team Commish has clinched. World Boss has a 99% chance of making the playoffs. That's simple.
Pretty much. Out of all the 8-6 teams, if everybody goes 8-6, and it's still a chance that people could win 9, but that's tough. But if everybody go 8-6, and let's say World Boss loses out and he doesn't win another game, he could win. I'm not like he could win this.
He could legitimately win. I'm saying, but if he loses out, he's still 8-6.
He's still 8-6, and the only team, and I don't even know, only team that would have a head-to-head over him is People's Champ. But here's the thing, and I need, if you're watching and you're listening, if there's 3 or more teams that's 8-6 and they haven't all played each other, then the head-to-head is no longer valid. So if it's People's Champ, World Boss, and let's say Hurricane Walker, or whoever let's say that's 8-6, they've got more points than People's Champ, and they all 8-6. People's Champ will get left out if that third team has more points than him, even though he beat World Boss. So the fact head-to-head matters when it's 2 teams that went head-to-head. But if it's multiple teams, so if it's 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that's all finished 8-6, your head-to-head don't matter no more because everybody ain't played the same schedule. And everybody ain't played the same head-to-head. So you would lose.
World Boss could lose out. World Boss still has more than a 75% chance of falling ahead of most of the 8-6 teams that it would be because he's third in scoring. He just is. Dude put together a monster team. Daniels, Jefferson, Evans. On the other side are Chain, Barkley, and Mahomes. The team commish, their team is, I hate to say it, they are phenomenal. They just are. They are phenomenal. And they are out there. Even though they have the second easiest schedule in the league, their team is still phenomenal. And you got to respect it.
That is hilarious that you keep bringing that up.
Bring what up?
About the team, our points against record.
Oh, that is the second easiest in the way. I said it has nothing to do with it because you're what, first in scoring? So one thing all things can be true, my brother.
I just think that's hilarious you bring that up.
I'm reporting the numbers to the people. With that being said, Team Commish continues to win. I don't see them being upset by the World Boss. They continue their winning ways. World Boss goes 8-4. Team Commish goes 12-0 for the longest winning streak in league history.
Yeah. All right. Team Commish catching that. Team Commish. We'll say this: they have been catching some breaks. First off, one of the biggest breaks I think Team Commish has caught is their bye schedule has been spread out almost perfectly. So while teams this week are scrambling like CHEEZE the Don, and some of their big guys, this is a big week. Team Commish has Nobody on bye, really. All their guys were spread out early, and it wasn't spread out all together. It was one guy here, one guy there, one guy there. We can overcome this bye because that guy. So that worked out perfectly. Like we don't this week, and here's the big advantage we got this week. We don't have to face LBJ John. That I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. LBJ John scares me. You see him on your schedule, and you're like, oh shit, that's motherfucking LBJ.
I noticed that you didn't even put him in your top 5 offensive players of the year. And I wasn't going to say that, but since you brought him up, yes, you did. You ride his Johnson so much, but you did. He didn't even make your top 5 list of offensive players of the year. I'm just saying. He's not even on the top 5 list in rushing. But continue. Yes, you don't have to. You don't have to face him this week, so it doesn't matter. Continue.
Exactly. That was the point of it.
Mm-hmm.
It got nothing to do with the list. Made me fuck up. Now I'm off my game because you had to bring up a dumb point. Plus
You need
something
to
else.
stop smoking that shit.
Uh,
Anyway, team commits goes on.
LBJ, there we go. I'm getting it back. We don't have to play LBJ. That's a huge advantage for team commish. Now, Mike Evans is coming back. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, last time we seen Mike Evans, he was thriving in pain. He was hurting.
Back to the end zone.
4 weeks later, he's back. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think, yeah, this is a guy you playing the Giants. Wait. But they're gonna play him. Whatever. He probably trying to get 1,000 to maintain his 1,000. So we'll just have to deal with it and have to
Yeah,
outscore him.
like what 12, 11, somewhere in there. 1,000-yard season.
Yeah. So, but I got team commish continue. Listen, we got them going undefeated this year, 17-0. So every week we picking them, but this ain't gonna be no cakewalk. We gonna have to continue scoring, get it up there. I'm thinking at least 240, 250, somewhere in that area. Just to be safe. Cause listen, at Washington, here's the thing. You always want to catch the game after. Like I catch even though they went for I think 50, we had a great game last week of score. If you didn't know, we went for 320 points last week. We didn't mention it on the show because at that time it didn't look like it was shaky, but 320, the second highest point total all year. So had to get that out the way. That deserves
42 from St.
flowers.
Brown, 37 from Barkley, and 33 from Cup.
What was I finna say? So you world boss. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta respect it. That Washington, okay, that's where I was at. The week before we played, People's Champ, his stack went off for like 100 some points. Now we playing another stack who's coming off a terrible game where uh Terry only got one target, which means they gon' they not trying to have two of them in the back. So that's gonna be a problem. So you want to catch a team after a great performance. You definitely don't want to catch them after a bad one because they gonna be trying and they playing Dallas, so they definitely gonna try to show their ass. So that could be a problem. That's the main thing. If we can survive, if Dallas can bring their A game and just keep them in check, don't let them go crazy, and everybody else, they stay within their numbers or below. Yeah, we got it. But that's the biggest one right there is Washington versus Dallas. If he gonna win, which we don't want him to, but if he does, if he wins, it's gonna be because Jaden Daniels Terry McLaurin. I don't know if I think he's starting Iden, so
He
we don't
started
have to worry about Zach Ertz. But Terry McLaurin, them two going off for like 70, 80 points. That could be the problem. But if they don't, if Dallas can keep them in check because they still playing for Hart and blah blah blah, then I like Team Commission's chances. Even if they do go off, I still like Team Commission's chances because they got some scores that's gonna score every week. So we can move on. Hey, we're going for 12 wins, people. They said it couldn't be done 12 weeks ago. They were saying, they were laughing, ha ha ha, jokey, jokey, joke. We still here. We still here. We had Lord Hate, but can you go undefeated? Lord Hate been waiting on one loss. He don't give a fuck who beat. Who beat? It's like all I need is one motherfucker, one. And if we survive, which we going 17, we survive, he gonna be, you know what I'm saying? We gonna put that motherfucker, we won't see him till 2027. Yes, that motherfucker know how to stay the fuck away when this shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers know how to stay away when shit ain't right. UCIT Lions.
Whoa. One more thing. Me and him, we understand because we was on these calls before the season started with Lord Hate and the way he talked. Because listen, he putting up, his whole thing was, but can you go undefeated? I mean, who wouldn't take that bet? Undefeated versus I gotta go undefeated. Nigga was talking cash shit. Y'all might not understand where I'm coming from, but he was talking cash shit because, like, who the fuck predicts an undefeated season? You can pick against it. Oh, nigga, I don't give a fuck if you did win.
The money that you would have made if you put a Vegas bet on it for Roy to go undefeated would have been, the payout would be crazy.
Because this is his thing. And this will still be his thing. I could win it all, but if I lose that one game, nigga, you ain't going undefeated though. When you lose, I win. A nigga been waiting. I'm telling y'all. This nigga every week, he waiting for it. So he come in that room. He don't give a fuck. He been gone for 5 weeks. This motherfucker coming back strong like he never left. Ain't gonna even address the fact that he been hiding for fucking 12 weeks. He coming in that motherfucker, guns are blazing.
Cookies.
Guns are fucking blazing. Oh, man.
Speaking of motherfuckers who stay away until they got something to brag about, UCD Lions versus CHEBO, humble motherfucking burgers. 196.9 is a projection for CHEBO burgers. The previous scoring leader, a motherfucker is a part of the 300 club, projected to hit 196.9 against the surging, tastes like victory UCity Lions in this motherfucker trying to make history, baby. Projected to hit 224. CMC back. CMC he's not been bad, but he ain't been CMC like. He has lost a step. You got Herbert. CMC projected to 23. Herbert 20. James Conner. Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry. Kyron Williams. CHEBO doesn't need this win, but Brian does.
CHEBO's in.
He is 100% in, people. He has clinched his playoff spot. The UCity Lions, you need this win. You need this win. If you lose, nigga, lights out. Because even if you lose, nigga, you win out the next 2, 7-7. Ain't gonna do it. You mortgage your future, boy. You better hope you win.
That's true. But
all of it's true.
No, it's true. He if he don't make the playoffs and if he don't give his shit if he don't give himself if he make the playoffs, that's great. It will be. I ain't gonna say it wouldn't be great. But he's also, to me, in the same situation that Team Commish is in. where you need to win, because making the playoffs and losing don't help a team that's supposed to win now. So, but still to go 1-5, to be 1-5 and flip it around and get to 8-6 would be an amazing feat. That means what, his last 7 out of 8. So, all right. I think he's gonna beat Chebo Burgers. Chebo Burgers got too many. They both got buys, but he was deep enough that he could eat these bye weeks. Still got a 220 of projection. He got to hit it though. He got to hit it, and he got to hope. Here's Chebo Burgers saving grace. Oof. And if I'm Brian, I'm nervous. Brian gonna look good all Sunday.
I got Chebo Burgers with it for the record, but
I'm going with Brian. But he gonna look good all Sunday. Then Sunday night, Kyron Williams plays the Eagles. If Kyron goes off, that's a problem. Then Monday night, in prime time, Monday Night Miracle, if the fucking duo of Henry and Lamar Jackson go off
for 60,
that's a fucking problem.
And they can.
If Kyron hit him for 30 and then the duo hit him for 80, that could be a problem.
And he did it without Breece Hall, without Drake London, without Wilson.
They own bias. That's what I'm saying. They own bias. So if his big dog bring it for this week, that's a problem for Brian.
What do you have to say to Chebo Burgers to lose it to the Matrix last week by 2.5 points?
He said he had a brain fart.
That's a big brain fart.
For playing, he said he wanted to get him the Atlanta head coach out. They was playing Denver defense. So, and Minnesota was playing the Titans defense. He had 2 head coaches. And for some reason, he left the Atlanta head coach in. The Atlanta head coach shit the bed. He would have got 9 points out of the Minnesota Vikings head coach. That would have won him the game. We also got stat correct tomorrow. We will check. I don't know. Might have a couple of defensive players that get some love if that's the case. Now, here's the thing about this game. If Chebo Burgers lose and Team Commish wins, Team Commish will officially win that division. That'll be a 3-peat. First ever in I got Brian winning just because he's got better players. Now, I will say, he do got a lot of Pittsburgh guys going, and it's going to be nasty. Brian got the best Pittsburgh got a shitty fucking offense. So Brian got the best fucking kicker in the world. This motherfucker
Boswell has been crazy.
That's because they get down there and they can't score. So they just kick field goals.
Can I run you some of those great numbers? 27, 32, 19, 15, 15.
They just kick. They kick field goal. They can move the ball. They can't score, but they can get that motherfucker his money.
He's averaging 15 a game.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? But tomorrow supposed to be wet, windy, nasty game, a division game. These division games for Pittsburgh always low scoring, nasty. So we'll see. If he's starting both running backs now. Cleveland somehow in this nasty game shuts them running backs down. It's a nasty 3-7 type game. Brian fucked. Brian is fucked. So we'll see. But I still got Brian winning. And then his next challenge will be going up against World Boss and LBJ.
That is going to be game of the week next week. Because it's still not really a must win. It's a must win for Brian. I'm going to move over to the shitty ass North. I'm going to give you some numbers real quick because we're going to We're gonna run through these niggas, but they gonna get their time. Everybody in the North right now at the time of taping all have a projection under 200 points. All four. Every last one of them. And we're going to start with the People's Champ versus the real champ, Broad Street Bullyfoots. Bullyfoot's 2-9, third in the division, second in the division at 5-6, 198, 159. Tyreek Hill, Rush, Moore. Broad Street Bullyfoots, you are the shittiest defending champ ever. On the top, you got People's Champ, Montgomery, DeVito. He went and got DeVito. And you got Pickens. Second in division, People's Champ, you need this win and to still stay one game behind the Matrix because they're playing the Black Republicans and they're going to win regardless. You need this win. And Bullyfoots, you don't even give a fuck about this win. So People's Champ, Brandon, you need this win. Your niggas cannot shit the bed. There's no wiggle room for you. You have zero wiggle room. You see that right there? That's me wiggling. I got more wiggle room than you. You got none. None. So you better go out there, pit shit and get off the pot, my nigga. So we gonna see how I go.
Yeah, Brandon does gotta go. He gotta go undefeated the whole way, or he's out. Any loss, he's out. At any point from here on out, his next loss, he's done. That's just it. Whether it's playoffs, whether it's during divisional round, whenever he loses, if he loses, he's done. So he basically got to go undefeated all the way out.
43 and a loss does hurt though. Last week.
Again, he got to go undefeated.
His stack is on bye. That's got to hurt.
He's playing Bullyfoot's. Bullyfoot's team has not been great this year. He's got a lot of hurt guys on bye this week also. So
he's got Etienne in the lineup, and he on bye. He's not trying to win.
Well, I mean, he's officially eliminated. He's still the 2023 champion.
He is, and ain't nobody can take that shit from him.
He's still the 2023 champ. And that's it. I think I think People's Champ is going to win out, and that is going to create a very difficult situation for
turmoil.
Everybody.
For ESPN to figure out, because it ain't got nothing to do with us. When we wake up Tuesday motherfucking morning, wherever ESPN got you, nigga, that's just where you at. We don't control shit. We don't change shit.
Here's the thing, and this is why I think he's gonna win out. So he's gonna be 8-6. With him winning out, that means I got him beating Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody is losing to Black Republicans because he's on a mission. And then Bullyfoot's team is just not good enough to win. So that means Matrix should beat Black Republicans and Bullyfoot's. That shit. I mean, unless he slips up, he's guaranteed to be 8-6.
Mm-hmm.
Now, scoring wise, he's not a threat to many people. But 8-6 is 8-6.
Yeah. All right. So we move on to New York City Matrix and Black Republicans 184, 152. Mixon bit on a tear. Golf, Neighbors all up top. Neighbors didn't pan out to be the number 2. I would have went Daniels looking back, but Neighbors projected to hit 17. Neighbors having a good season.
Neighbors need a quarterback. He had a three-week tear at the beginning of the season. When Daniels was, what's the guy's name?
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes was doing decent, and then he got that concussion, and since that concussion, it's been the whole team just fell apart since he caught that concussion. But he was looking like he should have been the number 1 pick the first 3 weeks. He was on the tear. So if he gets him a quarterback, that's an investment. That's a great investment. But will he get that quarterback? I don't know.
This one is really, really simple. Matrix is going to win this. Like you said, Black Republicans on a mission. And it's just real simple. So it's really going to come down to People's Champ and Matrix when they face off against each other and see how the points line up. And that closes out the North. We got the four-way tie, 6-5
Mm.
in that West Division. Gronk, El Patron, Missouri Kings, Hurricane One.
Let me stretch this out.
First
Let's go El Patron because I got
Gronk.
a lot to say about
6-5 every both ways. You got 212 versus 216 on the projection. 3-point advantage helping out the Gronk. Otherwise, it'd be 212 and 213. Brock Purdy, Nico Collins, who I hear is on the market. Swift, Taylor, AR-15, and Brown. The top three, 17, 17, 17 across the board for the Patron. Purdy, Collins, 20, 15, 16. Listen, this is the tightest of the margins because everybody needs their win. And currently Patron sits second and Gronk sits fourth in this four-way tie. This shit is gonna get stupid. And I really don't know how to call this one. And I'm gonna actually defer to you because I don't know.
I like El Patron, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Please.
And I ain't even looked at the matchup. Well, I've looked at it. I ain't gonna lie, I looked at it. But the fact that the Gronk put Nico Collins out on the trading market publicly like that today lets me know he ain't confident about his team.
Ooh. I didn't think about it like that, people.
Yeah, it lets me know he ain't confident about that team. And I kind of agree with him. He hasn't hit over 200. Uh, Chubb, Chubb just ain't back yet. It might happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen against Pittsburgh, but he just ain't back yet.
I'd like to go on record and say I still hate the I deny Mitchell pick that he did.
The who?
The Mitchell pick. I deny Mitchell. Yeah.
From El Patron?
Yeah, just just looking at his roster.
Who would you have picked over him?
We talked about that before. I just didn't. I'm sorry. My bad.
Who would you have picked over him?
It's cool, man. Go ahead.
We there now. We there now. You should have brung it up. Who would you
I'm
pick?
just saying. I just still.
We there.
It's fine, man. But
Who would you have picked over him at
nobody,
that time?
nobody, man. It's just
Okay, and your rookie. Can we give the rookie
give
grace?
rookies grace. All right.
All right. Goodness gracious. That listen, AR-15 is back. And you seen it firsthand for you last week with Josh Downs doing his thing. So he just gotta find his place. But year two, some of the rookies, it don't click to year two. Sometimes it's year three.
Mm-hmm.
But let's wait before we just say, oh, that's a bad pick. I mean, that'd be like saying Marshawn Lloyd is a bad pick. Is it? Look, I see how your face changed. Is that a bad pick?
El Patron goes on to win this.
Is Jalen Polk a bad pick? Who got picked one pick ahead of him?
They're on the trading block this offseason, people. Both of them.
Anyway,
I move on. I move on about my life.
You think Jalen Polk was a bad pick?
They're both on the trading block this offseason.
I'm asking you a question. It's your pick.
No,
You can't say.
no, I don't think he's a bad pick.
But you think Adon Mitchell was?
I didn't say bad pick. I said I just didn't like it. Is what I said.
What about the Jalen Polk trade pick? Did you like
I'm not
that?
a huge fan at the moment.
But at the time, you liked it, right? Why?
I liked May. I wish I would have Bo Nix, but I like May.
So what you're saying is Adon Mitchell could have been the pick because he likes AR-15.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, I like El Patron winning because I don't like the vibes that's coming out of the Gronk right now, and his team hasn't scored over 200. So that's definitely something. Now,
this is definitely a 50-50 game.
Here's the thing, though. With that, it's going to be 2 winners out the West. It's going to be 2 losers. I mean, the 2 winners just got to win one to get to 8-6. You know, of course, everybody wants to get to 9-5. They all 6-5. So somebody wants to sweep. Only one person can sweep. It don't mean that one person that wins that all of them could lose and still be 8-6. But one could. It's possible that one could sweep. That is possible. Possible they all 4 could lose in the next 3 weeks. I like El Patron, but I am nervous about his next game because we can move on to that. Matter of fact, it's a great segue. I'm nervous about Hurricane Walker when El Patron plays him next week.
That's going to be a good one.
And the reason I'm nervous is because Hurricane Walker is the most talented team in this division by far. The fact that he is, first off, he is a terrible. And we go through this all the time. I know it's a broken record. I know y'all tired of hearing me talk about it. He's a terrible fantasy owner. Now listen, people. Let me tell you, I'm gonna give y'all another example. I know y'all like, listen, man, we know he's terrible. But here's another example. His quarterback is on bye. He has done nothing for 11 weeks to prepare for this.
You want to move it to Missouri Kings and Hurricane Walker?
Yeah, that's what we at now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And everybody knows when your main quarter, when your QB1 goes on the bye. That is fantasy 101. Everybody knows
that week and say, okay, I got 10 weeks. If it's week 12, I got 10 weeks to find me a backup.
And he did not. And then listen, incredibly, he gets lucky.
Minshew.
He gets lucky because Minshew is right there. Right there. He hasn't spent a dime all year.
He bid though this time. He bid.
He did bid, which means he know he need one.
What did he bid, cuz?
This nigga bid $10. This nigga, listen, I'm sorry. This nigga got $1,000 fucking dollars. Nobody else could come close. Now the winning bid for Mitchell was $125.
A starting quarterback.
This motherfucker bid $10.
A starting quarterback that you needed over everybody.
Minshew was not going to be the deciding factor whether he won or lost this week, but it goes to a bigger issue of why you a fucking bum. Because
$10.
Like he just don't care. He don't care. Like, look, I go at his lineup right now. I already looked because I prepared for the show. He got 2 guys that's both already out, sitting on his bench, and he got 3 open IR slots. He don't got a flex. He don't got a punter. All he got to do is move 2 guys down to the IR, get him a flex wide receiver, get him a punter. I mean, it is so bad. So he is basically giving
Missouri Kings
to win. Missouri Kings needs to take advantage. This is not a game that you can lose. I don't give a fuck. No, seriously, I don't give a fuck. If you lose this game, Missouri Kings, you done.
Up off the hill.
No, he done. He done because if you can't beat him at this bad, I don't I don't have confidence you're gonna beat El Patron or Grump. Now, like I say, I don't have that much confidence in Grump, but listen. You got your one win. You get this is a gimme win. Then all you gotta do is beat either El Patron or Grump, possibly both, going to the goddamn playoffs as number 2 seed, the second best in the league as far as seeding.
True.
So you'll be playing the 7th seed. You'll probably be playing one of your division mates again, El Patron or the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So getting that number 2 seed could be just as good as the number 1 seed. You want to play somebody who just barely scraping to get into the fucking playoffs. So this is a good. I mean, he got most of his team back, and this is a good chance. Here's the thing: I've already looked. Like I said, I'll be looking over everything. He needs to win this game and probably next week because there's no buys in week 13. Because in week 14, Ramondre's on the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Is his week? I think his week 14 he has more buys, which could hurt him. I'm not sure who the Gronk. No, matter of fact, he plays the Gronk week 2, so he'll play El Patron week 14.
And well, Patron is healthy. He is hitting on all cylinders.
He is.
And I know the pain of that week 14 all buys because I got a bunch of buys on week 14. Luckily, I'm going up against FFC. But to go to week 14 with a bunch of buys and not have at least 2 games to get you at 8, that's playing with fire.
Yeah, like he's got Ramondre, Bateman, Bourne, Franklin, Justice Hill,
His
yeah. So his the Kings week 14 is fucked. He need to try to get at least these 2 now because week 14 he's shit out of luck. I mean, hopefully Mooney is back, so he'll get Mooney. He'll have Mooney, Shakur. He might be able to survive. He's got a deep bench, so yeah, he'll be able to. If Mooney hamstring is okay by then, he on a bye now, and then he got Shakur. Shakur been money.
Mm-hmm. Now remember, he coming off of 187 with everybody playing, so that's something real.
Herbert didn't play last week, and he got Hunt. So far, no sign of Pachenko. He's practicing, but no sign of what you call. So, man, this is what I got. After 1 week, I got Kings, El Patron 1-0, and then Walker gets his full team back for the next weeks. He could win both games. Like, listen, as bad as he is, his team is so fucking good that he could still finish 86. And he is terrible. He is terrible. Like, I don't want to wish nothing on him because I can't be wasting my wishes or anything on his dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? But he don't listen. If you ask me between Said and him, I take Said.
What?
Okay. Yeah, listen.
You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first.
Before I forget, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and this might feed a few of y'all egos, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Lions, People's Champ, Hurricane Walker. I don't want none of y'all in the playoffs. If I look up and I got Matrix, Missouri Kings, El Patron, give me all that.
All that.
Give me all that all day.
You wake up like this.
Give me all that all day. All that. Listen. If told my opponents, I'm gonna take them over y'all every day and twice on Sunday. And if they beat me, they beat me. But I would rather listen. If y'all get in and y'all earn it, let's go. Let's go. Like me and people telling last week. That was a nerve-wracking game. He you know what I'm saying? I had one of my best games ever, but every time I looked up, he was still there. There.
He was there.
He was still there. So I'm like, shit. And that was with the stack only getting 50. They could have got, you know what I'm saying? It could have been, if it had been the week before, I'd been shitting bricks even more. When he went 315. Even though I went 320, come on now. That shit, that's nerve wracking. I like blowouts. I love the blowouts. Blowouts make me feel good. Like, it's been times this week where it's been closer than I wanted it to be, and it kind of shitted on my son. My son had to walk on eggshells when I took him home because, hey, Pops ain't doing what he supposed to been doing. So I like the blowout. So y'all can let that feed y'all ego that I didn't want to see y'all in the playoffs, blah, blah. You got a good team. Hey, you asked me, do I want to play CMC or if I want to go up against Mixon and a bunch of pieces. This nigga said.
Sanders. If you want to go mixing a Sanders, I'm taking Sanders.
This nigga said has 6 fucking zeros last week. I mean, 6 fucking zeros. Like, come on, man. Listen, he beat CHEBO, but I ain't CHEBO, motherfucker.
That's the thing.
Listen, I ain't CHEBO. You ain't fucking putting up 6 zeros and beating me. I don't give a fuck. I shut this goddamn league down before I let that shit happen. 6 zeros and win. I get it. Your quarterback went off for 42. Your running back went off for 39. But 6 zeros, nigga, that is terrible.
I know you. You walking into the locker room like Nino Brown in the motherfucking New Jack City. Somebody better tell me something. Yeah. G Money know something. Somebody better tell me something.
All these superstars I got on my team, don't nobody know nothing.
But yeah, to have 6 zeros and still pull out the win.
So you telling me I get to face Brian
Or
I get to face C? Come on, man. I'm picking sad. Give me that 6-0 nigga. So I just say that to say, you know what I'm saying? I don't want Walker to make playoffs because he don't deserve it because he trash. He trash.
But you also don't want to face him.
No, but I'd rather face. Listen, Walker
will wake up on the playoffs and be like, well, shit, let me set my lineup.
Said is an easy Sunday. It's an easy Sunday. You know, some of these cats, they scoring 220, 230, and they maxed out. Like, and like I say, people's champ. He having a disappointing season. Like if he run the table and go 8-6, it's still a disappointing season. But he in and he dangerous. Like he win that division, whoever his fucking opponent is in round 1, they on fucking eggshells because if fucking Chase and Burrow go off, you could be done just like they got a 1:00 game. You look up and you fucking down by 100.
at 350.
Hey, like what the fuck is going on? Why y'all wait to week 15 to pour this shit on me? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is biased to their own situation. So if motherfucker go off on you, you just like, you know what? This shit always happen to me. This shit always happen to me. This is bullshit.
And this is what I have to hear on pregame where he have a too close game. You see this shit? Look at this shit. Man, hurry the fuck up, man. Come on, man. I got to get back. Come on, man. Hurry the fuck up. I ain't got no time for this. You see this shit? This is what I got to listen to before I hit. Yeah.
Shit can happen. That's what I'm saying. That's why my people always, oh, Roy always nervous. Roy always do this, that, and that. Then you look up and you fucking lose it to the Matrix, and you can't even explain that shit. You just like,
you gotta come do the show. You looking all.
You can't even explain how you the one of the best teams in the league, and you only scored 202 points
to a 6-0 nigga.
Hey. And then listen, and at this point, I supposed to have been ragging. It had a lot of shit going on up in my head. I supposed to have been ragging on fucking CHEBO Burger, that's the rankings crew, telling him that everything we said about you at the beginning of the year, no division, you lose to Brian, no division title, no team of the year. You're probably not gonna get the scoring title, especially if I go off in week 12 and you got all your big guys on bye. That gives me, I already built up a cushion from last week. If I can build up a more cushion, that scoring title comes home to me. My third one. Third one.
Like to me.
Oh. So that's the scoring title. We gave him 16. So no division, no team of the year, no scoring title, no bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? That's 4. Only thing be left is a championship that he'd have to win or a playoff win. Because making the playoffs, he done that. That ain't nothing special. But he ain't won shit once he got there. He made it. That's that we ain't calling him a piece of shit bum, but you ain't won one either. Like making the fucking playoffs and not winning, like taking her out on a date, but you ain't coming in the house, nigga. That shit at the door. You got a good date.
Hey, you with the all right, then.
Right.
You sound like the big man. You sound like this on The Color Purple. You was like, look at you, you're poor, you're black, you're ugly, you ain't won the bragging rights. You ain't won. That's how you was looking at.
We called him out. He accepted. Listen,
you're poor, you're black.
I understand. He missed a humble guy, and that's fine. But he did accept the challenge. It ain't like he ain't accept the challenge. So yeah, towards the middle of the season, we slightly conceded, but guess what? We was wrong on us being wrong because we right back to the same CHEBO we called out. So if he loses them 4, the division, scoring title, bragging rights, team of the year, he still got two opportunities to win the chip or win a playoff game. And if none of that don't happen, we go into another year calling out fucking CHEBO Burgers. But we ain't, listen, Rankin crew ain't dead yet. Matter of fact, we up right now, bitch. We up right now because it looked like we was right all along, and it looked like CHEBO Burgers can't handle the pressure. You losing the fucking Matrix? Fucking listen. He ain't played, and this how motherfuckers do you, but we finna do him that way too. He ain't played a game that mattered all year until he played the Matrix, and then he lost. We just fucking with you, CHEBO. But listen, losing to the Matrix is one of the worst losses this year. Without a doubt. You're a fucking top 2 scorer in the league. And you managed to only put up 204. And listen, sometimes your players shit on you and fuck up. It happens. So even if he'd have won, I'd have been like, hey, he won. But here's the thing. You made the decision to start. You made the decision to start the Atlanta head coach over the Minnesota. I don't give a fuck if it was a brain fart or not. You made that decision. So
Lamar Jackson, 16. That's you got to give him something on that.
Who?
Lamar Jackson got him 16. Lamar Jackson never got 16.
Okay, but your players fuck up.
18, it's a different game.
Your players fuck up. I'm not clowning him about his fucking players. Your players fucked up. He made a conscious decision to start Atlanta head coach over Minnesota. If he starts Minnesota head coach who's on the bench, you see, they playing fucking Denver. Minnesota playing the Titans. That's not a fucking hindsight 2020. They fucking playing Denver. It's fucking, you see Denver, you take them off. Matter of fact, I was talking to my good friend Ramon El Patron. We bounce ideas off each other's head. I told him, listen, man, I see Detroit on your lineup going against the Indianapolis Colts defense. You got to make a move. It's not hindsight 2020. That's fucking Detroit. You get that defense the fuck out of there, and you find somebody else. He went and got the Bucks defense because they playing the Giants. It makes perfect sense, huh? You look at the fucking lineup and you see Atlanta's playing Denver. You say, "Whoa, I need a new fucking head coach." That's fucking Denver. That's fucking Denver. So that loss is directly. I wouldn't be giving them shit if his players just didn't perform. But that Denver, the head coach, the Atlanta head coach move was on him. He should have got that motherfucker out of there. And that loss happened 2 weeks ago. He made that fucking decision to trade Devontae Williams for Ricky Pearsall. Devontae went for 20 last week. Ricky Pearsall went for 0.
Oh, he went 0 there.
Don't make that trade. Listen, it was a good trade. Devontae looked like he was dead, but the motherfucker came back to life. And he went for 20. You got that 20 over the 0. You got 220 for the week.
And it's a different conversation. This is a different end to the show.
So 2 weeks ago, he lost to say it. Because he made a fucking trade. Hey, that happens. I mean, listen, I've been making some really good trades, but I always think, like when I traded Higgins before the season, I'm terrified making a trade. I wanted a first round pick, but I was terrified. Am I making a mistake? Am I making a mistake? And it still could be because somehow Higgins got to fucking
Brian.
The motherfucker, when I play in week 14, if Higgins fucking go off, that goes all the way back to week 1. But I traded fucking Higgins. He gets Brian, and the motherfucker comes to bite me. Could happen. I think about shit like that. But in a nutshell, if he didn't play Atlanta, if he would have played, he didn't play Atlanta, CHEBO is 10-1. He played Minnesota defense. He's 10-1. We not clowning him. But hey, everybody gets clowned. This your time, CHEBO. I had to make sure you felt it, motherfucker. I'm looking for a 3-peat.
Right.
I'm looking for a 3-peat. And guess what, CHEBO? Every South Division I won, you've been a part of.
Why?
You've been a part of every South Division. The first, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna win it. Matter of fact, I don't know if you ever gonna win a goddamn division as long as you fucking around in my parts of town. You might want to consider hauling the fuck ass. Huh?
Well, people, that has been Roy's rant for the week. This has been an interesting show. And I ain't got really nothing else to say, but we back in division play, baby. This is where the rubber meets the road. Win or go home, put your nuts on the table. Mano y mano. With that being said, we are going out. Week motherfucker. Right.
That's my boy. CHEBO Burgers found out. The only move that matters is the right move. Because we ain't giving you no credit for the wrong move. Rain for the night.
Other than that, I ain't got shit else. What you got to say to the people?
I hope you guys, you know what? I'm 11-0. I am one of the greatest guys. Listen, man, I hate to throw it in y'all faces, You know what I'm saying? But 11-0 needs to be celebrated. It gotta be because listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. In the chat room, a lot of you niggas that be in the chat, y'all be self-glazing, y'all players, y'all teams, this and that. But ain't nobody throwing those 11-0 love to your boy. Boy, ain't nobody. I mean, like these motherfuckers don't even act like 11-0. Oh yeah, 11-0. Like, come on, man, but they number one tight end in the land. And Ville, he coming on. I mean, he was like, World Boss always glossing his team. Oh, this motherfucker don't do nothing but gloss. And then you have Sean coming in. He got this weird fucking humor, but he don't want to give my love either. I mean, I want all the love, and since I ain't getting it, I'm getting it now. Outside of that, though, man, it's been a good year. One of the greatest years I never played. We'll see how it continues.
Mm-hmm. All right, from me to you, you to yours. We want to say out this motherfucker.
Hey.